Armory disc golfers, welcome back to another video. Do you have a disc out there that you've always liked the idea of or respected as a mold, but for whatever reason, you just never bagged? Well, up until recently, this was that disc for me, but now it's a staple. Let's get into it. Care to guess why? This is Discmania's S-Line FD, and I have fallen in love with it. But if I can't do better than 4 down through these 9 holes I'm about to play, I'll blow this one up.
I mean, I've got these old fireworks laying around the house. What better use of them to incentivize me to play well for you guys, right?
Oh, go in. Oh, I like that a lot. Now I'm gonna shoot straight with you, no pun intended. I've never blown up a disc before, but this is not particularly one that I want to do that to. Whenever I first started playing disc golf, I was an all-Innova guy. And so for me, there was really only one option in the 7-speed fairway slot, and that was a Teebird. But honestly, it never really gave me the flight that I was looking for from that slot. Stay off of it. Break. And speaking of not the flight I want from that slot, I don't really want to use this as a forehand disc, but I was curious how it would fly. My natural comfortable release is on some hyzer. So I've always wanted a disc that would go from that hyzer, flip up, and just push straight and stay that way. This hole is 305 feet. I want it to go down to the end of that tree line and then just fade to the left at the very end of its flight. Greasy. It's got height, get fade. Yeah, I think that'll be edge of circle. You almost got to see there why 4 down through this stretch of 9 isn't the easiest goal in the world, because this course can bite. You just gotta bite back. This hole is 500 feet, par 4. You can't really see the basket from here, but this might be one of my favorite par 4s, period. This is a great shot for this disc too. You want something that starts off going through this middle gap and then just drifts right pretty much the entire flight. Oh, that's not the gap that I was going for. And now we get to see the teeth of the course. And by teeth of the course, I mean we get to see how lucky I am, because I think I hit this or something. Otherwise, I'm way off in the woods. More trees, more jump putts. If you love your friend, you'll keep doing what you're doing. Oh, baby. Bro, that literally hit the pole. Did I miss that one? We're not counting that one. I don't know if you can see this guy. We've got a couple deer in the fairway. What a nice little scenic Texas addition to our round. See, a hole like this, just under 300 feet, pretty dead straight tunnel through the woods, is just not what a Teebird was designed to do. I mean, a Teebird is supposed to be a stable fairway. I just saw Paul McBeth throwing them on frozen ropes, and I thought that I was supposed to be able to get them to do that too. But instead of beating in a Teebird, I could just pick up something like an FD and get it to do that out of the box. If it's not the FD, what are you throwing in this neutral fairway slot? Let me know. Oh yeah, just a beautiful little bit of flip up, and then it just goes straight into a tree, down the fairway at least. This was supposed to be an FD video, but it's about to turn into a stinking PA3 jump putting video instead. Oh, well, that's not it. All right, it remains an FD video. Ooh. And yes, I could have just looked at the flight numbers of an FD versus a Teebird and seen that the FD would be a straighter disc. But like I said, I watch professionals throw Teebirds dead straight, and I have tried other discs in this slot. Like I've been throwing this mint grackle for a long time, which flies like this. Nice straight disc with a stable finish, but it doesn't really have that stand up and just dead straightness to it that the FD does. Little bit of turn to go perfectly into another tree. And I like that the FD has that little bit of turn. It's not an understable fairway driver. It's just a straight fairway driver. What am I doing? You know, at the start of all this, I thought that 4 under was gonna come pretty quickly, but now I'm starting to wonder. Honestly, it was during my Cicada review, whenever I was comparing that to a Dark Rebel, that I realized that an FD actually flew how I've wanted that 7-speed slot to fly all this time. So shout out to the Cicada, which is also a great disc. This is a difficult par 4. It goes way far this way, finishes back into the woods. The deer are making another appearance, so that's pretty cool too. Nice flip up, had a good amount of hyzer, a good amount of height, so it's gonna fade over at the end, which is what I want out of this throw because we need to be moving that way towards the woods. To be honest with you, I don't really know what to throw here. The basket is off into the left of those woods somewhere, and I have some really tiny gaps to hit and some deer to throw at. Again, those poor deer probably think that I'm just terrorizing them. Really what I'm terrorizing is this FD, which is on pace to be blown up if I can't get up and down for birdie here. Be gone, or however I get rid of you guys. I'm just gonna throw at them and trust their natural instincts to get out the way of flying projectiles. Oh, if that comes back a little bit, come back a little bit. Oh, it actually did get a really good kick. And we see that deer actually don't have a natural instinct to get out of the way of flying projectiles. No animals were harmed in the making of this video. Oh, absolutely, yes. If you've never been here, you don't understand how ridiculous this rough is. And really, how good that birdie is. It required a good kick, but I take good kicks. Well, sweet, I've gotten through the hardest stretch of holes bogey-free with this, which I think is a testament to the FD and how good it is in those sort of situations. Like I said, very straight flyer. It actually reminds me a lot of like a mid-range flight, but with just the extra push of a fairway driver. And it reminds me a lot of my Hex in a lot of different ways, which if you know my opinions on the Hex, that's pretty high praise. Here we've got another par 4. We want this one to go out drifting right. It can come back at the very end of the flight, or it can just hold over the entire time. I don't care. Well, I threw that shot like I didn't care, but no, that's actually going to be fantastic. And I only need one of the next 2 of these so I don't have to blow this thing up, which I really don't want to do because I really like it. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie, if I could go up and just put my disc somewhere in the fairway on this, I think this is about where it would be. Basket's up here on the hill, just a little to the left. Oh, I think that went down the hill. It was in fact down the hill, and I'm glad there's not water here like there normally is. PA3, I'm once again asking for your help. Save your brother. Oh, no! Oh, I thought that was in. I am so nervous for this final tee shot. Hole 18, 306 feet. This is stupid. I shouldn't even be in this spot. I've got like so many things in my head of like, if this had just happened or whatever. Anyway, it didn't take long for me to fall in love with this disc. Pretty much as soon as I took it out to a field and threw it, I was like, yeah, that needs to go in my bag. And Discmania has had them out forever, I know, and they're available in different plastics with slight different flight characteristics. This one caught my eyes for obvious reasons, and the plastic on it feels amazing, whether it's Royal Grand or not. The basket's over here. I'm gonna try to give it a lot of angle and get it to where it can swoop and then kind of flare off the ground, because I want this thing as close as humanly possible, because I'm gonna be real nervous about this putt. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, don't go into the back tree line. Oh, it's a putt. It's a putt. Really hoping that this kicked somewhere close to the basket, and I don't, oh, yes, sir, yes, sir. That right there is what we want to see. Because as you can see, this isn't exactly the basket that you want to be putting on with the fate of one of your favorite discs on the line. Actually, I'm gonna slow down just a little bit here. I should use my putter.
It was at this moment that he knew. He up.
Oh. The FD lives to fight another day. I love this disc. It went in my bag pretty much immediately from me throwing it once I finally got around to actually throwing it. So I think you should check them out too. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe so I can catch you in future ones, and I'll see you in the next one.